Here comes Racer, he's a demon on wheels.
So it's wonderful to see you, sir.
Yes.
It's been quite indeed. Okay, so straight up, who are you cosplaying? I want to know. Give me the life. Give me the history. Give me the details.
I'm doing Hank McCoy from the X-Men. He's an iconic character amongst the Marvel universe.
Nice. It's so weird to see you demasked.
Yes.
Because I'm used to just like.
It is awkward to be normal.
Well, how do you deal with it not having all that like hair and paint on your face?
I don't really. I cope from day to day. I make the best of things.
Like a 12-step program.
Yeah.
Just go straight to it.
And I see this radiance glowing off you. You look like an awesome anime character of some sort, maybe?
Yes, I'm Sailor Moon,
Okay.
old school throwback to 9-year-old Yalda's dream. She fights crime with sparkles and pink, but she's also a badass, so it's everything I want to be when I grow up, because I'm not going to admit that I have grown up at this age.
Is it that weird guy that threw that rose, right?
Oh, Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah.
He doesn't do anything. He's very useless.
Okay.
It's like, what's up? And then he just pieces out.
That's crazy. He steals hearts.
He's still hard. I want to know, these gloves are blowing my mind just because these look like my unmanicured nails. What did you use to make your costume?
It was a process, a lot of trial and error. I was like a little crazy. I had to do stuff with my knuckles. I couldn't touch things, got painted everything.
Yeah.
The past few months, I got these, redid them, got acrylic paint on the latex area. The fox fur that I use usually for my face, I dyed it, put it right here. Then I cut out some other gloves, painted these, and used it as like kind of like the paw area.
How long did that take? That seems really time intensive.
I lost track. When I'm in cosplay and I'm building things, I lose time, sleep, everything.
How's this work? How's it work picking up things?
I just imagine I'm a puppy and, kind of. So how did you make the old school look? How did
the
you
old
come
school look. So I don't have it on me because I wouldn't fit into doors, but I have this VHS tape that goes around me. And so that took a lot of time. I took high-res pictures of the actual VHS case. Then I put it into Photoshop. I vectored some elements that weren't clear, cleaned them up, sent them to print, laminate, and then I built the cardboard box and like had to just paste and super glue everything together. So how do you decide what to cosplay as?
I try to do the amazing and obscure. I basically want to do characters that are awesome, but often get overlooked. That's what inspired me to do Beast. Like, I'm a diehard X-Men fan. They've always been my favorite team. People would skip over Beast, and I was just like, why not? And I gave it a shot, and it's worked ever since.
What other cosplays have you done where the character has been overlooked?
I did Darth Nihilus. I've done Rorschach from The Watchmen. Recently, I did Cornelius from Planet of the Apes. I had awesome parents, so my parents kind of had like old souls, so I grew up watching Planet of the Apes, Twilight Zone, old school Speed Racer, so like I have like a love for that stuff.
Oh man, old school Speed Racer.
Here comes Speed Racer, he's a demon on wheels. What kind of cosplays have you done?
I like to do a lot of cosplays that the characters are recognizable, but then I like to take it a step further and kind of add a little special twist to it. So one of my dear to my heart, Joyce Byers from Stranger Things. I did that last. It's such a good show. Yes. I did her last year, and her costume was very working mom who lost her son to a demon.
I feel like that set the internet on fire because I was like, whoa, that's major. Was that like dense cardboard you put on your back?
Yeah,
or?
It was straight cardboard. I literally I ran a wire through the back of my jacket around my shoulders and my waist, but I hid it underneath the clothing so you couldn't tell. I did not expect that reaction. I'm still very flattered and very touched that people liked it so much, but damn. You're on Netflix, you're on like the Stranger Things website. I'm like, this one?
Yeah.
When I went as the Sailor Moon VHS this year, I would pose and people would be like, "Did you do Joyce Byers last year?" They're like, "We could tell because of the face, because I made the same like stupid like." I can't make a serious face at all. So they're like, "Yeah, we could tell by your weird face." I'm like, "Thanks."
Wow. I've had my share of trials and errors with my beasts, like sweating, hot weather, and it's an interesting process. But at the end of the day, it's worth the sacrifice. Like the best is like when you get the parent that brings up his kid and it's like, "Oh my God, you're a beast. My kid loves you," and it's just it makes it all worth it, you know.
The best are the kids, when the kids are just kind of like starstruck and in awe, and they're just so happy to be there. That makes me melt.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, thank you for liking my cardboard like death trap. I appreciate it."
How do your friends and family react to your cosplays?
Luckily, I have very supportive friends and family, so they're not really in the scene, except my best friend who I always cosplay with. It's so funny because my parents are super, they're from Iran, and they're super like born and raised Iran, old school Iran, so they don't really know cosplay. And so my dad will be like, "Oh, Bubba, you look very nice." Like, well, thank you. I'm glad that you guys have no idea what this is, but you appreciate it.
I did get that friend or two like, "Oh, you got some issues." And, you know, I'm like, hey, we all deal with them differently. This is my thing, my escape. The best reaction to this day is still my mom. You know, my mom, being an awesome person she is, she's hairstylist, so she's like an artist at heart. I believe her, and, you know, even from my father, I have a lot of my artistic skills, and she was like impressed. She was just like, "Well, son, you grew up like drawing, falling asleep doing your art, so I just see this as a kind of extension of that." So that was pretty cool. And I feel like my friends that do go to cons, they're impressed when I do it, because they're like, "Oh man, I wish I could do that. You know, it's just not in me, but man, the fact you do it, you know, says a lot about you." So I mean, it's been good when I have gotten those supportive individuals, because, you know, they ain't support me, screw them. I love doing it and wouldn't change it for nothing.
You just dust your shoulders off.
Yeah.
Boop, boop.
Fresh.
What do you think people usually misunderstand about cosplayers?
Wow, that's heavy.
Yeah, we going deep.
I mean, I've gotten some individuals think it's like immaturity, that you're out of touch with reality, that you're not responsible. This is just a sense of expression for all of us. And, you know, we have our day-to-day jobs, we have our normal lives, we have our families, but, you know, this is kind of just what we do and what we enjoy, what we're passionate about. And usually when you break it down to people, they kind of understand, but some people are hard-headed and don't want to.
How has cosplaying changed your life?
Like, my life has went from 0 to like 100. Like, it's been crazy. It's kind of like its own subculture, and I've gotten connected with people and individuals that I've never been connected with before, and it's just made life more fun, you know?
Absolutely. Cosplaying has changed my life. It's made it more colorful. You can connect with a lot more people that I probably never would have met before.
Yeah.
And I think that's the really cool part. It's really opened up a world that is so lovely. So lovely. Are people ever surprised by the real you?
Oh, all day, every day. 90% of the cosplay world does not know what I look like. And when they're like, "Oh my God, you're bald."
When will the mirror show who I am inside? Like, just Mulan it. Mulan it.
Who's that pretty girl in the mirror there?
People are a little surprised by the real me, not necessarily because of appearance, but because outside of cosplay, I'm a pretty serious, like, video journalist. And then they're like, "Oh wait, you're this girl that made that, like, weird face with the Wii remote?" They're really surprised, like, "Oh, I did not expect that." And I'm like, good.
But I love, like, going out in public and seeing people's reactions, and people that couldn't make it to con, I mean, they kind of get the experience a little bit when you bring the cosplay out in public to them.
One time when I was cosplaying as Joyce Byers and I hadn't attached the prop to my back yet, I just put it down in the subway, and the back of it's covered in missing flyers. And so a lot of people just looked at it and then looked at me being like, "Is he okay? Mario or Bowser?"
I would say Mario, because, you know, Bowser's kind of cool, but he's a douche. Ooh, Batman or Spider-Man?
Ooh. Batman, but Batman from the animated series.
Okay.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Invincibility. That way I could do whatever I want and no one could stop me. Like Dwight from The Office, but on steroids.
If I could have one superpower, it would be to manipulate probability. So I could just make my life so much easier. Like, what's the probability that someone's gonna give me $1 million? 100%.
What side of the Force do you align with?
Oh, let's say the dark side. Okay.
Respect that.
Yeah. You know what? Let's add a little spice to this.
What makes it hard, like you like the light side of the Force, but the bad guys look so much better.
Right.
It's just like you see this, I'm a Jedi, I'm a dude in a robe and I look basic, and then you see like Vader and Maul, this like I'm fierce and will take you.
Right,
You know?
like Vader Maul is like the mask and
Yeah.
like the chrome.
Like he didn't have to say anything, he's like, I'm your father, I just owed you, you know?
Bam. What?
It's over.
No, I don't want to wait for our love to be over.
Today's experience was left me speechless. It was very unique. I would do it again in a heartbeat. It was awesome. I loved it.
I thought today's experience was amazing. I had so much fun, and it was just so natural and great to kind of be able to talk to a fellow cosplayer and share those experiences.
She's like the long lost sister I never had, and I mean, it was just so cool. I would hang with her anytime. She's really awesome.
I thought Joe was the best! I thought Joe was so dope. He was just really nice and funny, and like, just like full bear hug from him, which was great. He's like a really cool dude.
I thought, you know, maybe she thought it was pretty radiant, pretty cool, pretty phenomenal.
I think Joe thought I was nice. I hope Joe thought I was nice. I feel like it was mutual and that we both were like vibing and respected the craft and just had a lot of fun.
I'm Joe, this is Cosplayers Getting Coffee.
I'm Yalda, and this is Cosplayers Getting Coffee.